Hey guys, welcome back to Mass Effect 3 Legendary Edition, Part 18. We're catching up on the Mass Effect 2 parts. It's gonna be more than with the Citadel DLC, 100%. Yeah, we're gonna start the Leviathan DLC. This is the best point in the game to start it. After Priority Thessia, you can start it kind of whenever after the coup, I believe, is like when they start really popping up with stuff, but I think you can start it whenever. But not a good idea to start it whenever. Story-wise, it makes the most sense actually to start it after Priority Thessia, given everything you finally learned about Reapers and Protheans and stuff like that. And we're getting very close to endgame. Like, Priority Horizon is the end of the official Act 2. And Act 3 is Endgame. Okay, so now we're gonna go to Dr. Bryson's lab.
I want you to match this against all known locations and update the map. Then contact the field teams for a progress report.
Yes, sir.
Oh, Commander Shepard. We've been expecting you. Just a moment. And Hadley? Could you gather the Leviathan data for us? Apologies, Commander. The rest of my team is out investigating leads right now. I'm Dr. Garrett Bryson, and this is Task Force Aurora.
What's your assignment?
Our mandate is to investigate legends, rumors, old stories about the Reapers before anyone knew they existed.
That's an interesting goal, but is anyone doubting the Reapers exist these days?
The Alliance is still desperate for intelligence. Reaper motives, their operational tactics. Anything that can give us an edge.
And how did you wind up in charge?
When the rest of the galaxy says something doesn't exist, I take that as a chance to prove that it does.
So you're in it for the challenge?
For the truth. Even as late as 2148, humanity still thought aliens were a myth. That was within my lifetime. Once that myth was proven to be reality, our entire history changed.
Reapers were part of that reality, too.
But even they have a history, Commander. If we can just uncover it, there may be a weakness we can exploit.
Alliance resources are stretched pretty thin. Is this really worth the time?
Just imagine if this task force had existed 3 years ago when you discovered the Prothean beacon. This whole war might not have happened. But now with new information we've uncovered, a breakthrough's near. Hadley, do you have the data?
No!
This is Commander Shepard. I need C-Sec at my location, now!
You shouldn't be here. The darkness can't be breached.
Transit records show his name is Derek Hadley. He's worked here for a couple months.
Shepard, I monitored a C-Sec alert from this location. Were you harmed?
I'm fine, but I could use your help sorting this out, EDI. Take a look through their files. I need to know what this task force was up to.
At once.
What? What's happening?
You're a murderer, bro.
You just shot your boss. He's dead. Why?
After you arrived, it was dark, cold, like I was somewhere else. That wasn't me.
Take a good look. You did that. You pulled the trigger and killed him.
No. No! I couldn't have. No! I'm not a murderer!
So someone else pulled that trigger.
But I would never do that!
Commander, this does resemble reports of indoctrination.
Indoctrination? Me?
What about that Leviathan Bryson mentioned? How does that tie in?
It's some kind of creature. Our field teams have been tracking it. That artifact came in from our researcher, Garneau. He sent an audio log if you wanna...
What's wrong?
Turn back.
What are you talking about?
The darkness cannot be breached.
Damn it, get him over to the clinic, see if they can tell us what's wrong with him.
Yes, ma'am.
Commander, you'll want to see this. It's an outgoing message from Dr. Bryson to Admiral Hackett.
Dr. Bryson, you have an update? Admiral, the Leviathan of Dis that we've been investigating, I think we're really onto something. Give me the brief. About 20 years ago, the Batarians discovered a Reaper corpse that had died in battle. They covered it up and denied it ever existed. But I'm intrigued by the larger implication. What could have killed the Reaper in the first place? Exactly. That's the real Leviathan. It's worth pursuing. Continue your investigation and update me on the progress.
There is also a follow-up message from a few weeks later.
Admiral, the Reapers are shadowing my field teams as if they're hunting Leviathan themselves. Whatever it is, I believe Leviathan is nothing less than a Reaper killer. Almost an apex predator, and it has them nervous. If we could just find it, imagine the impact on the war. I'm formally requesting assistance in tracking it down. You'll have it. This is now your top priority, Doctor. Find that thing.
It appears we were meant to be that assistance.
So, if you heard the Leviathan DLC over and over, and something in your head pinged and was like, hasn't she mentioned the Leviathan of Dis? Haven't people mentioned the Leviathan of Dis a couple of times? Is that related? Good job. So I'm guessing, because after the Batarians were wiped out, I'm guessing, Bryson was able to get his hands on the Leviathan of Dis, or data about it, or something like that, because, like he said, the Batarians covered it up. So, not sure how he got that data, but he got the data.
I see Bryson's point. Anything capable of bringing a Reaper down is worth finding.
Despite the potential dangers it could pose, I would agree.
But we won't know unless we can find it.
Bryson's assistant did say they recently received a log from their field researcher. It may yield more information.
So yeah, like I've said before, this is my, just chronologically, that we're going to play my 2 out of 3 favorite DLCs, and since only the Citadel DLC is left, yes, that is my last favorite one. It's a screaming huskhead. Hello, sir. So yeah, we'll be running around this lab quite a bit, because we'll be able to go into the other room and everything. But yeah, there's a lot of weird shit in here. There's a Drell portrait in the background. He's got the conspiracy theory meme going on here. Okay, I know that's meant to be a Drell, but they got lazy and they used Thane. But that's just meant to be a random Drell. They just don't really have models for a lot of Drell.
This must be the artifact the assistant mentioned. And here's the log.
Dr. Bryson, it's Garneau. I'm sending you an artifact I found. About the only thing I found there, in fact. Maybe it's nothing, but I'd swear Leviathan came through here. I'm gonna crunch some numbers. Burn up the rest of this Project Travel allowance. Maybe I can project our Reaper Killer's movements. I'll check in when I get to the next site.
Garneau appears to be our best lead to track Leviathan, but he does not state a destination.
Let's focus on what he does say, then.
He mentioned extrapolating Leviathan's path.
And crunching numbers. He wasn't flying blind. He had data.
A significant amount of data, judging by this office.
So how do we narrow it down?
Bryson and his colleagues evidently used a galaxy map search program in their hunt for Leviathan. It may help us locate Garneau.
Does this tell us where Garneau went?
No. But we may be able to narrow down his location if we find clues he was using in his search for Leviathan.
Sovereign, vanguard of our destruction. How's that working out for you, big guy? Anne Bryson, age 9.
This does not seem relevant at the moment.
March 7th, 2186. I'm looking at the Rachni. Their movements during the Rachni Wars suggest alien influence. But the timing is wrong, and Rachni weren't implanted with Reaper tech. What if Leviathan was preparing the Rachni to fight the Reapers?
What do you think, Edie?
It is possible that Bryson's team is using ancient Rachni fleet activity to find Leviathan. If we can find data on the movement of ancient Rachni ships, it may help us narrow our search. Those appear to be sightings of ships that match Rachni signatures.
Can you add a cross-reference for locations of sightings?
Adding the search filter, you may examine the results on the Galaxy Map program.
Meteorite fragment, maybe?
He was studying it as an object of importance. We should look more closely at a sample.
Meteorite sample with traces of element 0. Would Leviathan need Ezo?
While it is not consumed as fuel during FTL travel, element 0 will decay after several centuries of active use. If Leviathan is old enough, it would need to replenish its supplies.
Okay. Can you give me a search filter for locations with element 0?
Adding this search filter to the Galaxy Map.
Bryson was tracking unexplained creature sightings.
The photographs have a trace chemical residue. It may be visible under another light source. Bryson was not merely tracking sightings. He was attempting to extrapolate a course.
And Garneau could have been following that course. Edie, can you add a search filter for systems along that projected path?
Adding the search filter now. This appears to be encrypted data on Reaper fleet activity.
You think it's relevant?
Possibly, but it is impossible to say without more data, and the decryption key.
Sir, this is Bryson. We know the Reapers are after Leviathan. Studying Reaper hunting patterns could be vital to finding it.
That data is classified top secret, Dr. Bryson. If it falls into the wrong hands...
It won't. The data's encrypted. I'll keep the decryption key safe. Close to my heart.
Close to his heart. The hell does that mean? By Anne Bryson, age 9.
Records indicate Anne is now 28. She works for the Alliance.
Bryson was keeping the encryption key close to his heart. What's closer than family?
An interesting hypothesis. But I detect no trace of the decryption key in this... art. Another piece of Anne Bryson's childhood art.
Wait a minute. Well, take a look at that.
I can use these numbers to construct a decryption key.
All right, let's get back to the datapad we found earlier.
Dr. Bryson, per your request, I'm clearing Task Force Aurora for intercepted Batarian communications regarding the Leviathan of Dis.
Commander, the Dreadnought is in custody, but the Solarians may have surveillance footage. Our ambassador will issue a full denial. Give me your preliminary analysis. Several million years old at least, and its technology outstrips anything on the Council. Excellent. Our scientists will work day and night to bring its secrets to the hegemony. One concern, Commander. The real Leviathan of Dis, the thing that destroyed the ship, is still out there, unaccounted for. Irrelevant. The ship is our priority. And as far as the rest of the galaxy is concerned, there is no Leviathan of Dis. There never was.
Okay, no idea how long that was out, but yeah, so the Batarians knew that the real Leviathan of Dis was something that took out a Reaper, and they didn't care. They just wanted to study this other Leviathan of Dis, and they were like, nope, that's totally it. Smart, actually, incredibly. Hello.
Loch Ness Monster?
Plesiosaur.
Loch Ness Monster's more interesting.
Interesting and non-existent.
Yeah, the Loch Ness Nessie is a plesiosaur. Okay. Sorry, I just love that thing. Alright.
Element 0 deposits.
So, obviously
Based
some of...
on the search results, Garneau is in one of these 5 systems. I have marked the Normandy map with possible locations. We can leave now, unless you wish to further narrow the search.
So... Obviously some of this is bunk data.
Alien sightings.
Three possibilities.
Okay. Ezo, Arachna activity, creature sightings.
Rachni activity.
Yeah.
No results. Some of our search parameters may be irrelevant. 3 possibilities.
Am I missing stuff? Oh, right. Duh. Idiot. Oh, hey.
These are all murders in which the accused lacked a known motive and claimed memory loss.
Just like Bryson's assistant. You think Garneau was following a trail of blackout crimes?
It is possible. We need to find data matching dates and locations for crimes of this nature.
Here's the time and date chart for the crimes. Can you filter for murders where the killer claimed memory loss?
Adding it now.
Okay. Right, we needed to go decrypt this data.
Decryption complete. Analyzing data. These movements do not match the standard invasion pattern. The Reapers are searching for something.
And I'll bet Garneau used this intel. Can you make a search filter for it?
Doing so now.
Thank you, Edie. Okay. Yeah, I was like, that's not enough. I was like, that's not... There's not enough bunk data here.
Blackout crimes.
Yep.
No results. Some of our search parameters may be irrelevant.
So the Rachni and the blackout crimes.
3 possibilities.
Reaper activity.
Well, bam.
We have a match, marking the galaxy map.
Good. Let's go find Garneau.
Alright. Before that, let me see if I can... Hopefully this isn't a conversation that's already missed. I don't know if you have to immediately run back up to the bridge after Priority Thessia.
Commander?
Hello, Shepard.
Scan for Dr. Garneau. Communication hub. Oh, the Cerberus. Like the last side quest we have. Okay, sorry about that pause. I was checking to see if I had actually missed a potential conversation. Which, you know what? That's okay. I still have the save 1. I'll do the save 3. I'll load really quick, so I'm just gonna pause this again, and then if I get the conversation I want, I'll unpause it, and if not, nothing will have ever happened. Bad. Okay, we're back here. I didn't miss it. I just didn't want it to be a timed thing like a theta that I somehow fucking missed, where it's like, oh, you have to walk back and then walk over here again. And if I miss it, I'm gonna be really fucking pissed, because that's another big, like, pull the pin out thing, from this game. But I think it might just happen later. Okay. I was gonna say, really? Really? Come on now. This is where I have to scan for Garneau.
I found something.
I was gonna say.
We have located Garneau.
Mahavid is a metallic asteroid in the very sparse Nahata belt. It has a high nickel and iron content in the form of kamacite. The rights to mine Mahavid belong to TGES Mineral Works, who sell their products primarily to the colonists of Arvuna. A close flyby reveals light emanating from its facilities. 152 people on this asteroid. Most people bring their love interest because they do have special dialogue. So, yeah. Let's see. Based on what we face here, because there's Reaper sightings. Let's see. I'm also trying to like space my squad out a bit evenly. So I'm like, these three haven't seen a lot of action lately. But at the same time, I know what I run into, so I'm like, we'll bring Ash. Actually, let her fight some Reapers. I did Javik last time, so I'm trying to, like, switch it up from that. Yeah, look at how much my power recharge speed is now that, that's supposed to weigh you down completely, so that shows you how much the weight material takes off of it. Yeah, my Locust weighs like nothing.
We're about 5 minutes out, Commander.
What exactly is on this asteroid?
Mining facility. TGS Mineral Works. Small operation. Could be a good place for Leviathan to hide.
We've all read Edie's notes on Bryson's lab. Any questions?
Is there a clearer idea of what this Leviathan was?
Not really. We only know it killed a Reaper.
But we want Garneau, Bryson's research partner.
Right. If we find Garneau, we find Leviathan.
Let's hope.
Powerful enough to take down a Reaper, but hiding from the war. There's more to this. Just hope Garneau has the answers we need.
I'm reading Reaper enemy signatures in the asteroid field.
Bryson said they were shadowing his field teams. If they're after Leviathan too, Reapers are a good sign.
That's not something you hear every day.
Yeah, no kidding, Steve.
Take us in.
I'll say it now. Ash, at least, I can't remember if Caden does or doesn't. Ash does not have Horizon dialogue either for when we do priority Sanctuary, or well, we're going to Sanctuary, so for that mission, so I will not be bringing Ashley on that.
Don't go anywhere, Cortez. We'll grab this guy and be right out. Keep me updated on the Reaper situation.
Yes, Commander.
Is it ever that simple, Shepard? Like, Lyle, is it ever that simple with you?
Yes, Shepard.
Okay.
On it.
Wish it would remember my fucking power-ups every time. That's a bit of a pain in the ass to have to do. But the special ammo is worth it. So I'm not complaining too much.
Scouting party.
And it sounds like they brought some friends.
Ah, good. A brute. Excellent. Hey, Ash.
Let's get Garneau before the serious troops arrive.
It's gotta be a nightmare for these people.
I forgot brutes were here, to be quite honest with you. And if I forgot brutes were here, that means there's something even worse here, which means you all know what's here. Out of the Reaper troops. Okay, I don't need the med kit because I just came from the Normandy.
Welcome to TGS Mineral Works. All guests need to sign in at reception.
I was expecting a bit more commotion.
I'm Commander Shepard of the Alliance. You just had Reaper troops attacking your front door.
Are they still there?
I've taken care of them for now.
I see. That will be all.
That will be. Hello?
Yes. Welcome to TGS Mineral Works. How can we help you? Yes. For the tour. Please sign in.
My mod does not spook easily. And she just commented, that's creepy. Yeah, there's a reason I titled this stream, I swear these games aren't horror games. Leviathan definitely plays out like a horror game in a lot of aspects, but it's really good.
You don't seem worried about those Reapers. You know something I don't?
TGS Mineral Works is a small to mid-level supplier of tungsten to the galaxy.
That's not what I meant.
Are you familiar with the applications of tungsten?
Look, we don't have time to waste. I'm looking for a researcher, Dr. Garneau. It would have arrived within the last couple weeks. If he's still here, I need to speak to him.
We have no Dr. Garneau. Do you need to see a doctor?
How about I just go in and look around?
No. The access elevator is broken.
Huh.
And now, we're done. Step away. Step away. You don't belong here.
Bad vibe to these guys. I don't think we want to push it.
Let's look around. Carefully.
He was living in the ducts.
Where is he now?
Safe. Locked up. He can't hurt us now.
Yeah, I will admit hearing this in my ears, it's kind of worse.
You can't be in here. I will call security.
The test reportedly pushed the subject past his emotional breaking point. The subject is currently in a catatonic state and being treated in hospital. All further tests planned for this subject have been cancelled. Moving forward, a new screening process will be put in place to prevent similar delays. Okay, I'm gonna get out.
Turn back. Return to your ship, Commander.
This is like, it gives me the heebie-jeebies, but like, it's giving me the heebie-jeebies real hard right now.
Welcome to TGS Mineral Works. Proud providers of tungsten since 2162. Interested in working with us? Tour our facility to discover if TGS Mineral Works is right for you. Enter the facility to see our workforce in action.
I'm trying to do so.
Welcome to TGS Mineral Works. Proud providers of tungsten.
Excuse me.
You don't belong here.
Dr. Triffin, your appeal is denied. Your resources are cut off and you've been reassigned. Clean out your office and report to Dr. Lan. There will be no further discussion on this matter. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, matter. Sorry, not manner. Matter. Hello.
Stranger and stranger.
Gotta fix that elevator.
What have you heard? Did he die?
Yes, it was an accident, but he died.
And what to think about that?
I'm looking for a Dr. Garneau.
I don't know what you mean.
Repair terminal activated.
I'll set the drone to repair the elevator, but we have to stay with it.
Yeah, this is an escort mission in Mass Effect 3, but thankfully it's pretty easy.
Repairs initiated.
Access granted. Security log past 7 days. Randall, John, Garneau, Alex, Bragg, Steven, Triffin, Fiona. So Garneau's been through here.
The elevator security log said Garneau came through here in the last week. Why are they lying about that?
No idea. Let's hope we don't have to look too far.
Yeah, no kidding. This music change isn't making me feel any better. After comparing the stomach contents of Varen from 8 different regions, we must reevaluate our current understanding of their feeding practices. That's not something that should be in a mining facility. Also, I gotta say, again, I really like the white and red. I like the white and like wine color on Ash. I think it looks very sharp on her.
Welcome to the Mineral Lab. Our researchers are always hard at work. Tungsten is remarkably versatile. We're endlessly finding exciting ways to improve and expand our operations. Our researchers will happily answer all your questions.
Yeah, about that.
Welcome to the Mineral Lab.
The trained zinc crystal before psychosis is too high.
What's the pain stimuli is applied more quickly?
Interesting. We should look into that.
You gonna do something with this Turian that she's got here? Because she's not gonna take kindly to that. Oh, well, there's a Turian here, so... Hello. What's up?
Even estimating 60 days for complete global starvation. That's the merciful route.
Absolutely. That's the data to use.
What the fuck? Note to staff, this new crossbreed appears harmless and would be inconspicuous in an office environment. However, it is exceedingly dangerous. Use extreme caution when working with all third-generation plants.
So is it just me, or are these people doing everything but mining?
Yeah, pretty much. Hello, sir. You had a circle.
Turn back. You shouldn't be here.
Ash, you spooked me.
Have you seen Dr. Garneau?
You shouldn't be here. Evolutionary implications of human biotics? What?
Yikes. To whoever is moving my stuff, some of the data I've been compiling on how historical weather events affect Hanar government have gone missing. If you moved it, please return it. It's a culmination of years of research. If you need me to help you find space for your project, just ask. I'd be happy to help. Tanis. Look, we get money out of this, so...
This is a restricted area. Personnel ID number is required.
I don't have that.
Access denied.
Alright. And, okay. Just wanted to make sure. Hello. Hey, 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 hey! No, I want in.
If someone wanted to get away with it, it's just a matter of when and where. Look at the map. Closer. Tell me what calls to you.
All right.
Turn back. You don't belong here.
Yeah, I'm getting that feeling.
Just now. Hi, Max. I'm playing Leviathan. Yes, you did play it. Due to an increase in electrical storm activity, communications with the beta site research team have been delayed. We ask all those awaiting data to please be patient. Current forecasts indicate that the storms will dissipate by the end of the week. Regular communications will resume at this time. Yeah, I love Leviathan.
TGS Mineral Works has an eye on the future. Cutting-edge research drives us forward. Smart minds, smart business. Primary research interests include improving extraction practices and enhancing product quality. Our tour will continue outside the medbay. TGS Mineral Works has an eye on the future. Cutting-edge research drives us forward.
Excuse me. I want in here. You guys don't seem to mind that. Okay.
Attention. Comm system is offline. This message was not sent.
Bryson, it's Garno. I've had to go into hiding, and I need you to come get me. I found another one of those artifacts here. More important than we realized. It's in the mines. Here's the nav point. That's where I'll be. If something happens, I'm attaching a passcode that I hacked together. It'll open any security terminal. Bryson, something is very wrong here. Please hurry. Garno out.
So he's still here. Do we have that passcode hack?
Yeah, just get to the security terminal and plug it in.
Yeah, we'll get there. Hope y'all didn't mind that. Please get me the fuck out of here.
Listen to me. Companies disappear.
Here all the time. Yeah, you guys are sick fucks. TGES personal review. Brown Jeremy. Personal ID 23195. Sector E maintenance. Since applying recent feedback, your work has shown a vast involvement. Your work with the corrupted skin samples we acquired was impressive. You are being given a promotion and a raise in security access level. Thank you for your hard work. This review is confidential. Employees are encouraged not to leave reviews in front of others. Well.
Personnel ID. Huh.
Turn back, Commander.
Alright. Just don't ever do that to her boyfriend. Like, ever, please.
You shouldn't be here.
Yeah. I've heard that a lot now.
TGS Mineral Works is focused on...
There it is! Oh, God, that's super fucking spooky! Security console. We need to get to the mines.
This is a restricted area. An active patient file number is required.
I don't have that.
Access
Just
denied.
denied. Yeah, we need to backtrack. Please stop following me around. I think some of them do follow you around.
This is a restricted area. Personnel ID number is required.
ID 231-95.
Access granted.
The quality of the ore samples from Sector 4 are tapering off. As of 1/15/2175, that area will begin decommissioning procedures. Head of Mining Operations, Del Clausmeyer. That was 11 years ago from the current Mass Effect date. At least. December 23rd, 2178. Andrea, I miss you. Why don't you return my emails? Your mother is very ill and needs to see you. I love you. Come home soon. Dad. Really? We got something in here. There could be, I mean, it could have been like pistol stuff, but like, or like, you know, like just additions, but like, I'm confused. Okay, where's the patient file? This place is a little bit labyrinthian. If it's what you're talking about and you're trying to say it as non-spoilery as possible, then yes. Yeah, this is what we need to do, but we're skipping that right now. They cut us off here. I was hoping I'd find the patient file. Yeah. I know. I shouldn't be here. Okay, that's the Hanar government. That's Garneau. Things are... Or this is Garneau. Things are fucked. Yes, hello. No, I want in... I got it last time, too. God bless America. Don't know why I'm censoring myself. This is the personnel review. This is personnel ID. Else around here? I'm not. We all stop fucking staring at me. God damn. Slower tones of just like reverb blah, music is not comforting. I will say that. Yeah, that. The it's incredibly not comforting. We'll do one more sweep before I give up. No, it's not soothing to my soul, because usually when that happens, we're talking to Reapers. That's the plant effects. Alright, well I forget where you get the fucking medical data, and someone is going to comment later and be like, it's here, idiot. Or I'm gonna find it in, you know, one of my other Shepherd's playthroughs and feel like a fucking idiot. But, you know what? That's what happens. Or I haven't gone far enough.
Punch in Garneau's terminal hack and see what it gets us.
Access granted.
ship dropped him off a week ago.
Looks like he had full access, then went into hiding for some reason.
Unknown male was involved in an altercation in the mines.
Garneau was heading to the mines.
Looks like he was taken to the med bay.
You are in the mineral lab.
Ah.
A low security, all access area.
Aha.
The med bay is restricted to authorized personnel with active patient file numbers.
I've got the file number.
Let's go get Garneau.
I was pulling an Ace Attorney and moving 5 steps ahead. Makes me feel far less stupid, actually. It just makes me feel smart.
This is a restricted area. An active patient file number is required.
File 7364.
Access granted.
Is that Garneau?
If it is, we came a long way for nothing.
If you are looking for Garneau, you have found him. I am Dr. Garneau.
I'm Commander Shepard of the Alliance. Are you all right?
Yes. Only I'm trapped in here.
What's been going on in this place?
I was doing my research. Until the incident.
They attacked you.
It's true. But aside from my confinement, I'm fine.
I need info, buddy.
Whatever's going on here, I need you to focus.
Of course, Commander.
I need you to tell me everything you found on the Leviathan. Bryson seemed to think it killed a Reaper.
It's a myth. A dead end.
But what about the artifact you mentioned in your message?
I did? No.
Yes, Doctor, you did. But now we've got Reaper forces attacking, so I need to break you out. We'll grab the artifact and go.
Reapers. The darkness must not be breached.
The darkness?
Why do you pursue me?
Doctor?
Leave the artifact. You will not take what is mine.
I don't think that's Garneau we're talking to.
You killed a Reaper. I need your help.
You bring only death.
Damn, the readout on that. Ah, come on.
Someone cut the power.
There he goes.
Leave this place.
Wait! We need to get to that artifact before he does.
He said it was in the mines.
We'll need to find a different route. Garneau's notes gave us a nav point for the artifact.
Map shows a service door at the next tram station.
Excellent.
We're not the only
sir.
ones headed that way.
How come the Reapers are never going in the opposite direction?
Good question, Ash. Alright, let's get down there. Husks can't jump. They can climb, but they can't jump. I should not be allowed to have 35 bullets for a widow. But, you know, here we are. Yeah, there he is.
There he goes.
I'm more worried about what's going to show up here.
Enemies on the upper balcony.
Watch our flank!
Oh, I'll get him. Alright, we've got swarmers. Yeah, I'm looking for the marauders. Not that, you know, husks aren't a problem, because they absolutely are. Just hoping to lure somebody out. There's a marauder over there. Fuck you. Yeah, if you hadn't guessed Banshees were here by how I was acting, Banshees are here. Biotics are really the best to deal with their barriers. Okay, she's getting close on the left. Alright, you stay there. Okay.
There's the door.
Okay, let's find that artifact.
There's a harvester. Or a ravager, excuse me. Harvester is the flying one. And a very weird, dumb, old FMV game that holds a special place in my heart. Okay. Anything? No. I wish me picking up grenades would help Ashley pick up grenades. Oh, it did. Just didn't find any.
What the hell was that?
Looks like the door's power supply's been cut.
There are the trouble spots. The drone can repair it.
We'll need to escort it.
Drone's in pretty rough shape. It's on reserve power.
Let's make it quick then.
Come on, baby. Come here, baby. I shouldn't say that too much. My cat is in the room and might actually start coming over. Where are you dropping him?
One repair done, one to go. Gotta hold on a little longer.
Understood. Good.
Oh, harvester, or not harvester. Fuck me up. Fuck me up is what it is. Whoop. Oh good, you can fly.
You need to be closer to the drone.
I know, Ash. We've kind of got a Ravager.
Drone doesn't have much time. We should hurry.
I'm here. On it.
Yeah, thank you. I love how Lyle's like, for fuck's sake! Alright. Who wants it?
Banshee!
Yeah, this bitch do.
Let's head back. Yours should be online.
Whew. I wasn't sure if there was ammo. And yes, I did KO Ashley and Garrus just for them to be revived again.
The darkness can't be breached.
The artifact.
Like in Bryson's office. Move! I got a shot!
Turn back.
Garneau! Damn it.
Shepard, you need to see this.
What have you got?
That wasn't Garneau. This is. Looks like he's been dead for a while.
So Leviathan can have Bryson killed, can take over this colony, and he can use them as puppets. Huh. Anything else useful?
Looks like some encrypted data and a personal log. 8 missed calls from Dr. Ann Bryson.
Ann Bryson.
Who are you? What are you doing here?
I'm Commander Shepard. You all right?
I think so. I feel strange, but all right.
Do you recognize this man?
I've never seen him before in my life.
Someone here killed him.
Someone here? How is that possible? I'm so sorry.
That artifact, do you know where it came from?
came out of the mine. Right. Head office was supposed to send someone. That's about all I can...
You tell me anything about what happened to you?
Not really. I, remember... It just seemed cold. I remember a feeling... cold and dark.
If dark was a feeling, that's exactly what I felt.
Cortez, what's your situation? Can you bring the shuttle?
Affirmative. Strangest thing. Couple of minutes ago, the Reaper forces broke off and left.
Reaper. What's a Reaper?
What year do you think this is?
2176.
2176 was 10 years ago.
What?
Let's arrange for these people to be evacuated into temporary quarantine.
Oh.
10 years. They'll be in for a shock. What a mess.
Garrus is supposed to be there with that line, actually. He's supposed to say something. That's interesting. I wonder how it prioritizes.
So Leviathan can take down a Reaper and indoctrinate people.
Do you think it actually is a Reaper?
If it's a Reaper, we need to know its motivations. How long has it been out here, and more importantly, why? Edie, did we get anything from Garneau's notes?
Yes. They suggest that Garneau created a way to block the artifact's mind-affecting properties. The artifact seems to be the key.
Agreed. When I head back to Bryson's office, I want you there.
Yes, Commander.
I want to know just what the hell these artifacts really are and what they can do.
Whatever they are, they're too dangerous to have around.
And we've got one sitting right in the middle of the Citadel.
That's interesting. I wonder how that prioritizes, because, that's actually, love interest-specific dialogue. It's supposed to be your love interest that follows you and comments on 10 years missing. Interesting.
Commander?
Okay. They sometimes have comments about it, so we're gonna run the gamut and see.
Joker, you asked for news about the human colony, Tiptree.
Hey, Liara, you don't need to worry about that right now.
Now's as good a time as any. I'm getting reports of refugee ships from Tiptree landing on Solarian colonies. I don't have names. I'm sorry. It was mostly children.
Well, Gunny, Hillary, my sister, Gunny's a nickname. She's had it since, she's only 15, so if it's children, then maybe I only lost my dad. Kind of an asshole thing to hope for.
Jeff, right now, take any kind of hope you can get.
Thanks. You too.
Alright, yank that pin out. Do you remember Tiptree or the name Hillary? Because I especially emphasized the name Hillary earlier in this playthrough. Yeah. Do you remember in what context? You might be typing it out right now. Oh, my heart. My heart, I hate this. Nope, just that Joker was pissed earlier, so I'm guessing that's where he and his sister's name. Obviously, he just said it. Okay. So, you remember that Asari with PTSD on the Citadel in Huerta Memorial, who I made sure to get every single conversation from? She and her partner, her huntress partner, were on Tiptree, and her partner became indoctrinated. And the girl there offered her a shower, and it's because she took a shower, left her pistol, left her comms, and her huntress partner came in, indoctrinated, and she and the farm girl ran, and the girl killed Husks with a stick, and came back. They after like a while of living in the wilderness, they realized that they had to go back, because they had to get her comm to signal for help. And so they saw people in cages, and as soon as they got close, as soon as the girl, the 15-year-old girl, she did mention she was a teenager, got close, they started screaming, and the Asari was forced to murder her way through them to shut them up. And that alerted her Neota, or was it Neota? Her huntress friend. So they went and hid in a barn, and the girl, the teenager, had broken her leg, and she was whimpering, and the huntress was almost on them. So the PTSD Asari had to kill her to keep her quiet so she could go get the comm signal, get the intel, and get out. And she dropped that the girl's name was Hillary. And you can never tell Joker what happens to his sister. That's just a small piece of dialogue. That's for people who pay attention to the side dialogue. That's what it was. It was rewarding people who paid attention to the side dialogue. And I hate it. My heart is literally ripping in half. Joker has no family, and Shepard can't, like, there's no option to tell him about his sister. Because, I mean, there's no flag for it. He's gonna hear soon enough that Hillary didn't survive, but yeah, Hillary Moreau was the one with the PTSD Asari who kept asking for a pistol and didn't want to be around any humans because whenever she saw them, she started screaming.
Commander?
Leviathan's mental restraints are odd. My AI shackles served similar purposes, but why add sensations of darkness or cold?
How's the ship holding up, Edie?
The envelope of mass-free space we create when we travel at FTL limits any impact of microcollisions with ambient dust. Nevertheless, some ablation does occur at subluminal speeds. Normandy will need maintenance before the year is out.
If we live that long, I will totally spring for it.
I don't remember ever getting that conversation with Edie.
Hello, Shepard.
I probably got it like 9 years ago, but I did not get that my last playthrough. So yeah, yank that pin out of the PTSD Asari, because it was Joker's sister all along. Thanks, I hate this Mass Effect.
The mining colony was completely brainwashed. And the Reapers retreat the moment the artifact is destroyed. I don't know what's going on, but I know I don't like it.
Me neither, Steve.
Ma'am?
We'll get that achievement now. I'll just get the Terminus armor. Yay, I got a trophy. I don't feel good about it. In the wake of Joker's sister, I don't feel good about it. I need to update Ashley's sniper rifle. She has the javelin, I think? No, she has the harpoon gun.
That asteroid facility was messed up. 10 years of your life, just gone. You're working out there, sending letters to your family back home, and you wake up, and your hair's gone. Your kid's in college, and your six-pack has turned into a cave. It's just messed up.
Thank you, James.
Hey.
Spooky shit. Ooh, that was my game. Don't worry about that. You
Do you
find
ever
out.
feel awkward being the only Turian on the ship?
I don't know. Should I?
I just mean not having anyone else like you around.
Doesn't seem to bother Liara.
But she can eat their food. That mining facility. All those people indoctrinated, losing 10 years. I can't even imagine what that's like. How many other people out there are trapped like that? We need to find Leviathan. Good to see you.
I agree, Tali.
Commander.
How you two doing after your makeout session below deck?
Nothing to report.
Shepard.
You can find out that Allers was a colony kid on Beckenstein, which is where Kasumi's loyalty mission was, and it's been taken over by the Reapers. Ooh.
I saw many strange things in our war against the Reapers. An entire settlement of Densorian were once studying things far beyond their knowledge. Celestial mechanics, morphological simulations of galactic language. Things even we didn't understand. At the time, I thought they were crazy. But now, after what occurred on that asteroid, I wonder. Your Asari continues to question me. I'm beginning to wish her kind had never learned to talk. Many are asking what I eat. They will never know. It is harder to be poisoned that way.
Javik.
Is it true you keep fish in your cabin, Commander?
Javik, don't you eat my fish.
Commander.
Do you know what I did off stream? My own personal playthrough to keep those fucking fish alive? He's not gonna eat that fish. Lyle will start locking her fucking doors. Or the door, I should say.
I can't believe what I saw down there. This Leviathan thing can just kick you out of your own head? I don't know what's worse. Killing people outright, or making them suffer like that. Hey there.
I don't know either, Ash.
A pleasure to see you.
Hi, Glyph.
My sources told me the production numbers were wrong at that mining facility. I assumed they were just smuggling red sand. I never took the time to look closer. Too much intel. Too many places for secrets to hide. I'm going to have to start sleeping less.
Liara, no.
Ready for the next mission?
Strange stuff back on that asteroid. We've seen indoctrination before, but 10 years. Leviathan had its own private army. You've got to wonder how much longer that would have lasted if we hadn't come along. Just when I thought we were getting a handle on Reapers, this happens. Maybe Leviathan's more than a bullseye. Good to see you.
Excuse me. I can only assume there's fuel around here. Oh, shit. No. No. We'll come back later.
Faster than light jump successful.
It's okay. It's really not worth getting a game over.
We need to shield the artifact they've got here right away.
Using Garneau's data, I should be able to accomplish this without difficulty.
Damn thing's been here the whole time. Why weren't we affected?
Perhaps the amount of time spent near the artifact is key. After a certain duration, it affords Leviathan an impressive mind control capability.
Just like Reaper indoctrination. Extended periods of exposure.
If the Reapers are worried about it, then Leviathan has my attention. We could use that kind of edge.
Nevertheless, we should remain cautious. It's likely that Leviathan compelled Bryson's assistant to murder him.
Point taken. Just shows we don't know what we're dealing with.
Despite the risk, this artifact remains our only link to finding Leviathan. Perhaps we could find more information about it here in the lab.
Agreed. Bryson's team might have turned up something we missed. I'll look around. Bryson's assistant Hadley. Do we have an update on his status?
He is in a vegetative state. The doctors believe it is permanent.
Great.
But the miners recovered when the artifact was destroyed.
Hadley lost consciousness when he attempted to answer our questions about Leviathan. It may have been a deliberate attempt to silence him permanently.
Again, great. How you doing? Just fine. Emergency emissions test. Artifact P3X118, Hadley Derrick. Initial tests. Artifact test negative for infrared and ultraviolet emissions. No gamma or X-ray radiation detected. Follow-up test. Artifact does not react to application of various stimuli. Internal readings inconclusive. No progress in determining age. Guess I stayed here all night finding out that this thing isn't really important. Fell asleep at the desk. Conclusion. Artifact is definitely inert and safe. Recommend keeping it here for reference. We should all be near it. May be more useful than Leviathan in long run. Recommend we abandon hunt for Leviathan and seek more productive studies. So, yeah. He was that close to it for that long, testing it, yeah.
They were testing the artifact for energy emissions.
And found nothing. Still, I recommend leaving it shielded.
Yeah.
Anything interesting about the artifact's structure?
It is not constructed of the same compounds used in standard Reaper technology. Beyond that, nothing of relevance.
How you doing, bud? Alright. Hi, Sovereign.
Edie, what project was Garneau working on when he found the artifact?
Basilisk.
Got anything on Basilisk?
Several ships, a mythical creature, and a rare mid-tier enemy type in the Galaxy of Fantasy video game. It possesses a gaze attack capable of triggering synced animation kills. Player forums describe it as overpowered.
I meant the project, Edie.
Oh. Then, no.
There's got to be something here on this artifact. What about the server?
Bryson's assistant wiped the office server and destroyed all backups. likely before killing Bryson. However, records show new messages on Bryson's personal comm terminal upstairs.
Could be worth a look.
Thank you, Edie. Okay. Nothing to talk about with that yet.
A message from Dr. Bryson's daughter, Anne. According to my records, she worked with her father.
I'm at the dig site in the Pylos Nebula. Project Scarab paid off. I've got another artifact like the one Garneau found. I think it could be affecting people's behavior. You need to shield the one in your office. I tried to warn Garneau, but I can't get through. We've got Reaper scouts coming in toward the main site. I'm heading to the secondary base to grab what research I can.
Anne Bryson was attempting to contact Garneau on the asteroid colony. She seems to know something about the artifact.
She sounded worried.
If Reaper forces were approaching, her concern was warranted.
Let's hope we get to her before they do.
She said she was in the Pylos Nebula, working for Project Scarab. That cluster contains several systems. I'll call up the nebula on the galaxy map. We may also search the lab for clues to narrow down her location.
Alright. Let's find Anne Bryson. Now is this a clue? Yes, it is.
Can you identify this, Edie?
It originates with a pre-spaceflight culture, but there are none recorded in the Pylos Nebula.
Sure as shit looks like a Reaper, though. Datapad.
Does anything in Anne Bryson's work history suggest where she might be?
Nothing relevant.
Any idea if Project Scarab involved Element Zero?
Unlikely. We may learn more from the Project Requisitions Locker.
Any correlation between Project Scarab and these unexplained creature sightings?
Not beyond Leviathan itself.
Task Force Aurora, current travel requisitions, Project Basilisk, Team Leader Garneau Alex, Transport MSV Kirkwall. Project Scarab, Team Leader Bryson Ann, Transport MSV Icarus.
Anne Bryson flew out on a ship called the Icarus. Can you track its movements?
No. The Reapers have disrupted civilian comm buoys. But we might learn more if we find the ship's specifications.
So, were the Reapers not here to fuck everything up? We actually could have found Anne very quickly.
There are specifications for several ships here. We need to find the Icarus.
Inquis.
Which ship am I looking for again?
Okay.
The Icarus.
Yeah, I know. There it is. Ta-da!
The Icarus. Here we go.
The ship has enhanced electrostatic discharge cells. They facilitate long-range FTL travel.
So they jumped to the Pylos Nebula by mass relay, then flew to another system.
Yes. Otherwise, they would have chartered a less expensive ship.
Okay, we can rule out the relay system.
Anything here? Nope. Excuse me.
The locker is secure. We must locate an access card to open it.
Oh, what is this, a puzzle game?
What about criminal activity in the Pylos Nebula?
Because the area is part of the Attica Traverse, criminal reports are unreliable at best.
Yeah, it's technically out in the terminus. Are you helpful? I know he's not. I just like making him scream. That's a data pad, not a card.
Access card for the requisitions locker?
Yes. According to records, it was last used by Anne Bryson to obtain equipment for Project Scarab.
Let's see what Anne Bryson requisitioned for Project Scarab. Didn't need an environmental suit. Wind protection gear.
Based on what Anne Bryson did or did not requisition, the dig site was arid but habitable.
Get me a filter for systems with compatible planets.
I kind of wanted to see what else she had, but alright.
This might be the only thing in the galaxy that doesn't involve them.
Oh yeah, he's just got a beacon casually hanging out in there. Like, are you kidding me?
Based on the search data, it is one of these two systems. Based on the data, only one system remains a viable possibility.
Good. Let's go get Ann Bryson.
Is that updated in my journal? Okay. Just let me make sure. Yes, okay. We'll at least head there. And then stop. Okay. We'll do a couple of do a quick little scanner-rooney. Oh, hello. We'll check out Dirada for anything.
Signal confirmed.
Alright. May as well grab some more assets while we're here. Radiation shielding sheath. Alright, and that'll do it for today. Next time we will find Ann Bryson and find Leviathan. So if all goes well, we'll actually be doing the finale on a long day. So yeah. We're gonna find out why the Reapers want Leviathan oh so badly. Next time. So, as usual, thank you guys so much for watching. And I hope you're enjoying this DLC. I like it a lot. The answer to your question is, it seems like we're gonna get answers about Reapers. Given that this is very Reaper-based and the Reapers are spooked by it. So, yeah, I did not get anything that I wanted on my Mass Effect 3 checklist, but I was actually quite happy with the explanation that we got. I was totally okay with it. It didn't ruin the Reapers for me. So I was okay with it, because I ended up liking the Reapers because they were just such an unknown. But I did not mind that Leviathan explained it in the way that it did, because it's hard to explain. because, like, you'll see when we get there, but, like, you can tell this is, like, an origin of the Reaper story, because it's, like, what would freak out the Reapers? What, you know, it's obvious that they're connected to the Reaper somehow, because it's, like, they possess the same abilities, indoctrination, you know, just, like, the fact that they have to be powerful enough to do that, and to make people forget their memories for 10 years. Yeah. Reapers would definitely want to go after that. So, I mean, it's very obvious that the two have ties. So, it was kind of advertised as the Reaper origin story. It was kind of like find out the truth behind the Reapers and Leviathan. So, but yeah, I was actually pretty happy with the explanation. So, yeah, all 3 of my things for Mass Effect 3 on my wish list were denied. But the only one I'm super bitter about is the Joker romance. I can understand why we didn't set boots on Palaven as badly as I wish we did. It's the only homeworld that we don't set boots on. But it was very on fire. So, it was getting hit as badly as Earth was, so I get it. But yeah, so... until next time, have a good one, and you guys take it easy.